Looking back, I mean, the sheer stupidity of Keir Starmer allowing 100 Labour supporters to go over to the key swing states in America to campaign for Kamala. I mean, think about that now in the cold light of day, now that Trump has triumphed. How stupid! What a moron to do that. What a moron. And of course, Donald's already talking about it. He's already saying, you know, this guy's really left-wing. I'm worried about him. You know, Donald's a pragmatist, but also he's like an elephant. He never forgets. So our relationship with America, what they call the special relationship, it's going to be in trouble. It's going to be in trouble thanks to the idiocy of our Prime Minister, of our ideologue, student activist Prime Minister. It is pathetic. But, Russell, let's sort of get going. We'll try to analyse what's happening in Democrat land, in fact, lefty land all over the world, here as well. They're trying to sort of analyse what went wrong. You know, how come we lost so bad? Remember, Kamala didn't just lose. She was pummeled, thrashed, got the worst result of any Democrat since 1988, lost the popular vote, lost all the swing states. She was annihilated. So what they're now saying is it was George Clooney's fault. Because Georgia got Joe Biden to stand down because he said we can't win with Joe, and he wrote an op-ed piece in the New York Times saying we can't win with Joe and that he wouldn't give the Democrats any more money unless we got rid of Joe. Joe would have kept the working class vote. A, no, he wouldn't, and B, there's only one person in the world I could think of who would lose worse to Trump than Kamala Harris. That's Joe Biden, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's deranged, isn't it? I mean, rather than looking at the real reasons, which is that they fielded the wrong candidate, they failed to listen to the electorate, they have gone too woke and now seemingly want to double down. It's very reminiscent, actually, of the Conservative Party here, isn't it, Kev? Where they lose, but they don't really understand why they've lost, and then they double down on stupid.
Oh, they're stupid. Yeah,
they double down on stupid, thinking, well, if we do a bit more of what we did, perhaps it'll be better next time. No, it won't.
But just to stop you for a second, there are Tories who think essentially that they should have gone more left.
Well, yeah.
No, you idiots.
Yes.
Far more right. What's the matter with you?
Because you know what you end up with then is people like Rory Stewart, who I really hope we're going to be talking about.
Yeah. Well, I've talked about him already. I've had a good old go at him on Twitter as well. Yeah. The astute political analyst who said Kamala Harris will win comfortably for the following reasons. He's got a podcast out. I'm not going to name it. It's with Alistair Campbell. And if you want more of that completely crap, useless, ill-informed nonsense, why don't you have a listen? Because Rory Stewart hasn't got a sodding clue what he's talking about.
Yes, and he said that Harris would win, and now admits that it wasn't based on any sort of data or any empirical research or any logic. It was just because he wanted her to. So just complete bias.
That's exactly it, Russell.
Complete bias.
That's exactly it.
He's also £100,000 worse off, and we should not let him off the hook. He bet £100,000 that she would win. Yeah. She hasn't. Rory Stewart, pay up. That money needs to go to a charity, not of his choice, actually. I suggest of, I don't know, somebody else's choice, whoever, an arbitrator. 100 grand. He must pay it.
Yeah, he doesn't understand America. He thinks he does. And people say, Rory Stewart is a former Tory minister. He's very well travelled, used to live in Afghanistan and written brilliant books. And he's so well travelled, he understands the what. I'll tell you, I mean, I've lived in America. He does not understand America. And all these lefties on this side of the Atlantic, how could they do this? How could they do this? Because Donald Trump spoke to them. He spoke to the blue-collar people. He spoke to the people who are having trouble getting by, who are struggling with the cost of living, who are very worried about 20 million migrants, illegal migrants, coming across the southern border that Joe Biden let in, about the collapse of law and order, about the collapse of American power in the world. Nobody was listening to Biden. In the Middle East, in Ukraine, that's what Trump said, I will sort all this out. And guess what? Americans said, that sounds like a good idea. Meanwhile, old cackling Kamala's going, yeah, I could pay for trans surgery for prisoners. You know, I mean, come on. on, come on.
So Rory Stewart is very much one of these, I guess you call them a kind of political intellectual, a kind of, a bit like Emily Maitlis and some of these others, that they think they're cleverer than everybody else.
Lefties is what they are.
Yeah, but they're politically intellectual on the base. They think that they are cleverer and smarter than the electorate, but they are the most out-of-touch people of all. They don't understand, and this is the case in point in the US. The biggest issues, and I argued about this when I covered, I think, for Jeremy Kyle this week, I argued about this with an American political commentator. I said, look, surely the basic issues are immigration, crime and the economy. I mean, oh, no, it's abortion. I said, but hang on, I understand that abortion is an ideological thing, and it's actually the only thing that Kamala Harris actually came out with as a policy. Nothing else. There's no other policy, no other vision. I said, but it doesn't affect most people, but the economy does, and immigration does, and so on.
Here's the thing about, this is what people get wrong on this side of the Atlantic. People in Britain, because we speak the same language, and because they went to Disneyland in Orlando for a holiday once, they think they understand America. Well, they don't. Here's the thing. You're right. Just about the only demographic that Kamala did okay in was, of course, women of a certain age. And, I'm a European...
that were left-leaning already.
I'm a European, and I believe in a woman's right to make her own decisions about her own body. So I am a supporter of the right to abortion, and I think that's the only logical standpoint to take. However, a lot of people in Christian America are pretty fundamental about this. And what people don't understand on this side of the Atlantic, all women will vote for Kamala because of abortion. Well, there are a great many women in America who are against abortion. So it wasn't quite the tinderbox issue that people on this side of the Atlantic ever thought it was. By the way, let's have a look at this, by the way. I'm glad Trump won for many reasons, but I'm a shallow man.
Well, but maybe because of the meltdown.
I'm a shallow man, and mostly it's so I can laugh at the lefties.
Yes, exactly.
Let's have a look at some of these Democrat supporters kind of losing it. This is funny. Watch this.
Just dated, and you could just tell in her eyes. If you voted for Donald Trump, you're ugly. I think you're all freaking ugly. So not only won't care when all the bad stuff that's gonna happen happens to you, I actually want it to happen to you.
So the white want to be back on top. I don't want to touch another man with a 10-foot hole.
We'll need more time. I know some people don't ever get their citizenship, but we work so hard for it.
Donnie Two-Scoop Baboon Ass has done to our country with the division, the open racist, hateful comments, and just giving permission for them to be flannel-wearing, mouth-breathing, baboon, mindless. I'm sorry, I'm a little heated.
Yes. So today, I've decided that today I am sad.
But I pray to God for anyone that voted in this election, minority, doesn't even have the same mindset as Trump. I pray to God these repercussions hit y'all not only first, but harder.
How does this not go without saying? But white people, white women especially, at this moment, do not go to your black, your indigenous, your immigrant, your queer, your trans. Do not go to that person in your life that you feel is a little bit more oppressed than you are, because obviously you're feeling oppressed, and ask for help with it.
It's taking too long. Here we go. Short hair we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're cutting it off because that's why. You think I'm crazy? Me too. Crazy. Just like all the women before me who were crazy. So crazy. You know what? It's been a day. It's been a year. It's been 9 years, 8 years, whatever it may be.
You voted against all the women and their rights.
Why? Do you really hate me that bad?
This could break me and my parents apart because they just don't understand what they voted for and what it means and the bigotry and hatred that they stand behind and how I am trying to be a good person. Meltdown. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to wait. I'm so stressed. How you can't look out into the world, into the people of this country and see what's...
Wow, who says there's no good comedy around these days?
Well,
It's
Kevin,
fantastic.
They all need serious psychiatric help, and I think that was just a selection of Guardian journalists.
Yeah, probably. So those are all Democrats, or obsessive Democrats. I like the one in the middle who said, I will never touch another man again. That could dovetail nicely with men's plans for you, honey. So, I mean, this is just ridiculous. Over here, the same... Well, there
was a protest outside the American embassy yesterday. 5 people turned up to protest against Trump. 5 people.
5 people. Well, so we're showing a little bit more common sense. But among the sort of literati, among the media chattering classes, I mean, you know, the Owen Jones of this world and various other lefties, I mean, they are all going to, you know, what's his name, James O'Brien. I'll tell you what's interesting is they've all come up with the same dismissal of people who vote for Trump. It's this, because these people, they become a kind of a blob, and they all say the same thing. So their stock response to Trump's triumph is this: Trump voters, the only thing they care about is the price of gas. They're all saying that.
Well, I
mean, it's nonsense. But what's interesting is they're all saying the same thing.
Yeah, they're saying the same, almost as if the line's been fed to them. So they're classifying, obviously, every Trump voter in the same way. A bit like Joseph Biden did. I mean, let's not forget, he's actually still president until January, Joseph Biden. He called all Trump supporters garbage.
He is president until
Made a speech today.
January. Unfortunately, he's not aware of that. So, there's a bit of a problem there.